Hello Form 1s. Today is Wednesday, the 25th of March, 2020. In this video, we're going to look at Unit 5 Vocabulary. So let's take a look at the vocabulary notes that I have uploaded. So, sorry, this vocabulary list is a little bit longer than usual. So you see there are 10 items in part 1, and then in part 2, so here, there are 26 26 items from parts 1 and 2 and continue. Altogether there are 4 parts totaling around 40 vocabulary items. So I think for this vocabulary list, I'm going to do a few items every time. So for this video, I'm going to focus on vocabulary items 1 to 10. They are all in part 1. And then I'll talk about how you should do your penmanship exercise, and then I will done. And then later on, I'll make another video or even more videos to focus on other vocabulary items. You can do your penmanship, by chunks. That means in this video, I'm talking about items 1 to 10. So after watching this video, you do the penmanship for items 1 to 10 first. And then in the next video, I talk about maybe 6 to 10 more vocabulary items, then you do the penmanship. So do it bit by bit, not all together. So because 40 is too much. So let's take a look at, before taking a look at the vocabulary items, let's have a look at what's new. In the second term, I have added in something new for you based on what we have learned in Form 1, and we are going to continue. So here we have a new part. I've added in a useful parts of speech section for you. Because in the vocabulary list, you see, usually we put the square, the parts of speech, that is what kind of word it is, the vocabulary item is, in the square brackets here. So I would like you to think about this by yourself in the second term, rather than I give them more to you, because I want to get you think about the part of speech. So how can you do this? I will do this as an example, using an example later on. This is one thing that is new. Let me just talk about another thing that is new. So it's here, you see another gap here. This one is the IPA. So you see all the symbols here. I have already uploaded the notes as well. So I think you should know the vowels very well. So the E, E, A, and then U, O, R. So these are the vowels that you know from the first term. In the second term, I'm continuing with the IPA and talk about other kinds of sounds in standard British English. So we'll work this together as well. Sorry, I have given you the IPA here. You can read from it. I'll talk about how to read it and go to the table and think about it. What you need to think about is the pitch pattern of the words, of the vocabulary items. So, for example, we have vocabulary. So how many syllables are there? Excuse me. So the number of syllables is the number of parts that you can hear. Vocabulary. So 5 items. So you can cut the word into 5 parts. Cut it. Vocabulary. And then you think about, after you know the number of syllables, you can actually see how many syllables from the IPA. I will talk about this as well, so that you know what to do. So you think about the high and the low sound levels that are used in each syllable. So that is the pitch pattern. So in class, I use the dada, the little circles, the big circles, and the small circles to show the pitch patterns. So we'll work this out together and get you think about this in another gap. So this is also something new. So before you continue, it will be good if you have your own printer and print out the vocabulary notes and the IPA table from using your own printer. You can download these notes from my website below my YouTube video. If you haven't got your own printer and you cannot print, that's fine. You can take out a piece of paper, and then when we work on the parts of speech and the pitch patterns, so you can also check answers. You can, when I give you time to work, you write down what you think on the piece of paper and then check answers later on when we talk about the items. So let's start and using item 1 as an example. So even if you do not know the meaning of a word, so it's a new word to you, even if you do not know its meaning, you can still think about the parts of speech. And this is one very useful reading skill. So you can work this out by looking at the example sentence when you see there is the vocabulary item that is used. So take a look at the sentence and think about what kind of word should go into this place, that is the vocabulary items place. So curry is a kind of Indian something. So if you know Indian is a country name, so and look at the meaning as well. So it's a style of cooking. So talking about the style of cooking in this country, an example will be curry. So what kind of word should this be? Is it a verb? Is it talking about a kind of what is going on? No. So it's not an action. No. So it's not a verb. So it's actually a kind of noun, not an adjective, not an adverb. And you can also take a look at the spelling of the word. So this number 1 does not show, the spelling does not help. But sometimes if you see words and word endings like an S, so you may think that it is a noun, a countable noun, because it has an S. If you see an ED, so maybe it's a verb, or it can be an ED adjective. If you see something ending in ly, you can also work this out. Usually it is an adverb. Yeah, so the spelling will also help. So I have just talked about, you can look at the example sentence to work out and the meaning, to think about the meaning, or what kind of word is it. So think about the meaning. That's skill number 1. Skill number 2 is, okay, if you still do not understand, look at the spelling. It may help you, especially the endings. So I hope that when you keep practicing, you will start to know okay, oh, I can actually work this out. Yeah. So it's a noun, but why is it countable? Sorry, it's NU, it's uncountable. So here, uncountable, NU. So why is it uncountable? Because for difficult ideas that are difficult to understand or not usually we talk about, we do not use the countable form. So it may be confusing, but the countable noun and uncountable noun difference is one of the grammar items in this unit. So and then as same as usual as what I talked about, when you do it more often, I hope that you will understand a little and a little and a little. Okay, so let's check, write this down that it is an uncountable noun first. So I have just showed you how to work out the parts of speech. You think about the meaning and think about the look at the spelling, 2 ways. And next thing is the IPA and the pitch pattern. So I have given you the IPA. Yeah, so you can see that there is a little apostrophe thing like a comma put above here. So this shows you which syllable is stressed. So the syllable that follows this mark will be stressed, and this is called the stress mark. Shows you that the next syllable is stressed. So it is cuisine. The second syllable is stronger. Zine. Okay, let me just highlight it correctly. Is the second syllable cuisine. So this one is stronger, cuisine. Okay, why is this stronger? Because the stress mark has showed you. Yeah. How about the first syllable? This one is strong. How about syllable number 1, the qui? The qui is not strong. Okay, when a syllable is not strong, we do not put a stress mark before it. Okay, you see that nothing is in front of the syllable. Okay, I can show you one more example, but I will not. Okay, let me just show you the answer for this one. So you should use the da to show this. The second syllable is stressed, and it has a higher pitch. The sound, level is higher. Zine, not zine. Zine, okay, to make it stronger. So how about for unstressed syllable? Usually we have a lower pitch and it's weaker. And other than putting nothing, if it is in the middle of the word, to show that it is also one syllable, we will put a full stop. Okay, but it doesn't mean the next syllable is stressed. Okay, only the stress mark shows that the next syllable is stressed. Full stops or nothing, okay, is unstressed. So I hope you can spend some time to think about the number of syllables and which one is stressed and then which one has a higher pitch, and write down the data and work out the parts of speech as well. You can spend around I think you can just do items number 1 to 10 first. You don't have to do everything, it's too much. So you can spend around 2 minutes to very quickly look at the word and the meaning and the example sentence and the IPA to work out the parts of speech and the speech and the pitch patterns. So around 2 minutes. So let's start with item 1. So I think I talked about why is an uncountable noun and this pitch pattern is the da. So we'll practice reading and right, cuisine means a style of cooking. So we can have is the country name Indian. You see a capital I. We can also have Cantonese cuisine, Chinese cuisine, British cuisine, and American cuisine. An example of American cuisine will be hamburgers and French fries. So it's the style of cooking. Yeah. So let's practice reading. Cuisine. A style of cooking. curry is a kind of Indian cuisine. Okay, and what to pay attention in the IPA. So the z sound, okay, you see the spelling is an S, but that's why you have to look at the IPA. Actually, the sound is a Z sound, and I think I should talk about the IPA. So take a look at the second page. So we call these kind of sounds consonants. So when it is not a vowel, then it's a consonant. So we have another kind of vowel here. Let's talk about it later. So when it's not a vowel sound, then it's a consonant. So it's just a a grammar name. So you don't have to remember this, but it's the grouping of the sounds. So I have put the sounds into two groups. Unvoiced or voiceless is one group, and the other group will be voiced. So z is actually in the voiced group. So it's a kind of it's the same as an S sound, s, but you have to make it voiced. The s is voiceless. So what does it mean? For voiceless, let me talk about voice first. So of course, you have to use your voice when you speak, right? Does the voice means this? No. Then why do we have the unvoiced sound, right? You also have to speak. So it's not about speaking. You have to you make all the sounds. But for voice in the IPA, it means using this part. Okay, when this part vibrates, that means moving very quickly, vibrates, then the sound is voiced. So you have to make the S sound, but use your voice as well. Use here, so you can put your fingers outside, here on your neck, and then you feel that it is vibrating, moving very quickly. Zzz. For the S sound, here it shouldn't vibrate. You can try together with me. I will do S, Z, S, Z, voiceless, voiced, voiceless, voiced, voiceless, voiced. S, Z, S, Z, bung, 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 for you to try to listen. It's better for you to plug in an earphone to listen. If you just listen through a speaker, if the speaker isn't good, you may not hear the difference. So let me do it. Bung, 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 bung. So S first. S, unvoiced. Z, voiced. S, z, s, z. So I hope you can hear the difference. And so if you understand the voiceless and voiced now, so it works. For other pairs of sounds, they kind of work the same as well. So I think in the first term I used ba ba as an example, like your father. So in Cantonese, because most consonant sounds are unvoiced in Cantonese, even though it is B in Cantonese, so ba ba, unvoiced. If I make it voiced using the English one, ba ba, you think that it's very strange, because in Cantonese usually is unvoiced. I have another example, is like, have you eaten yet? Like the Cantonese 食咗飯未? So if I make the 食, if I say 食, then I make it voice, you think it's strange. And the 咗, if I say 咗, not 咗, then you think I make it voice is strange. Okay, etc. So let's talk about more examples later on. Okay, so try to say cuisine, so not cuisine. Okay, you make the Z sound, make it voiced. Yeah. Okay, next item. So this one, look at this thing. So it's a noun. After a preposition, it's a noun, and then you see there's a spelling S, the ending S. So it's a countable noun. You can check answers. Meaning, before the meaning, so the stress pattern. So here you see the stress mark. So the first part is stressed. Yeah, and then this is syllable 1, stressed. Syllable 2, unstressed, because there's a full stop. Syllable 3 is also unstressed. So 3 parts: stressed, unstressed, unstressed, strong, weak, weak. In the da, it will be da, strong, weak, weak, high, low, low. So the pronunciation is recipe, and the speech pattern is da. So you can show it like this. Meaning, something that tells you how to make a dish. So Barry is good at cooking. He knows what to do without looking at recipes. So recipes tell you how to make a dish. Yeah, it's the kind of book or something you find on the internet telling you, okay, step 1, do this, step 2, do that, and then how to make the dish. Yeah, so recipe, practice reading together. Can you listen and repeat? Recipe. Something that tells you how to make a dish. Barry is good at cooking. He knows what to do without looking at recipes. Okay, pay attention here that the vocabulary item is having no ending. Recipe is the base form of the word, but when we use it in a sentence, we may have all kinds of endings. So I will not make this too difficult for you, but here it's just an S. So make sure that the grammar fits in when you do the grammar quiz. If you do not put in an S, you may not get all the marks. And so why? He does not look at this kind of thing. It's telling you how to make the dish. Does not look at those books. So Barry is very good at cooking. Yeah, so it explains the meaning of the word. So continue. Item 3. So add some, and then this, and then what is this? Example will be salt and pepper. Okay, what is this? Something adding taste to food. If you want, okay, the soup is the what we usually drink before a meal or after a meal. If it is a Chinese meal, so it's good for your body. So it may not have enough taste. Yeah, so if you add salt and pepper to soup, it adds some more taste to the food. So these things like salt and pepper, we call them seasoning. Yeah, so it's a kind of noun, and it is uncountable. So if it is an idea that is not easy to understand, then we use an uncountable noun. Again, we'll talk about this in the grammar for this unit. So uncountable noun, we cannot add an S. And then the pitch pattern. So syllable 1, stressed, da, and then syllable 2 here, and then syllable 3, da, seasoning. So here. Examples will be salt and pepper, right? So you add more taste to the food. So this kind of these kind of things, we call them all together. The grouping name is seasoning. So let's practice reading. Seasoning. Something adding taste to food. Taste the soup and add some seasoning like salt and pepper to it if you want. Going on to item 4. So because it has no this thing, so it's a noun, and it is, we cannot tell if it is countable or uncountable, but if you look at the meaning, taste in food and drinks, so you know that it is actually uncountable. So it's a kind of idea that is not easy to understand. Okay, we cannot say we have we cannot count 1, 2, 3, so it's an uncountable. So another example of ideas that are not easy to understand will be vocabulary. Why do I always add the word items after vocabulary? So it's because vocabulary is uncountable. We do not say one vocabulary, two vocabularies, or we do not say a vocabulary. No, we say a vocabulary item. So if you want to count it, you have to add another noun that is countable after it. So that means, that's what it means by ideas that are difficult to or not easy to understand. Yeah. So let's talk about it in the grammar and focus on the vocabulary. And okay, two syllables, one and two. So syllable one is stressed. So da, easy, should be, I hope it's easy to you now. So taste in food and drinks. So basically it's another word for taste. So take a look at the example sentence. Johnson is a fat person. Okay, he doesn't like drinking water because it has no flavor. So what does he like? And why is he so fat? Because he likes drinking Coke. So that's why he's a fat person. And Coke, it has a lot of sugar. It's very sugary. So it has more flavor. Okay, water has no flavor, but Coke has some flavor. Yeah. So I think it's too sweet. Okay, it has a very strong flavor to me. I'm not sure for you. Okay, now so it helps you understand the meaning, and then let's practice reading together. Flavor. Taste in food and drinks. Johnson is a fat person. He doesn't like drinking water. Because it has no flavor. He likes drinking Coke. Okay, now it's time to talk about another kind of thing that is new in the IPA. You see here, is what kind of sound is this? So you may find this in the table, but there are two. So when we put them together, we call them diphthongs. So it's just a name. That means two vowels together becoming another vowel. So what we learned in the first term, they are called pure vowels. There's only one sound. Okay, when there are two sounds and both are vowels, and then they are in the same syllable, they make one new sound together. It's called diphthong. This kind of sound is called diphthongs. And so here, so you can find it, work this out. See this sound and then find it from a table, and there is an example here. So the example word is day. Excuse me. I tried to use words that I think you should know how to pronounce them in the table as examples. So you say this word day and you look at the IPA. So now I want to know how to say this part. So you delete the extra parts, delete the D part. So day, no D sound, becomes A. So it's the A sound. This is one way to work it out. Another way to work it out will be to put the two sounds together. So it's and e, a. Yeah, so this sound is called A. So when you add it here, so it's flay. Yeah, A and then FL in front of it. Fl, and then A, fl, A, flay. Yeah, so flavor. So this is how you get the sound from the IPA. I don't think you need to memorize or keep practicing reading all these diphthongs, just like what we did in class, like the e, a. No, you don't have to. You just need to work it. You can just remember these pure vowels that we learned in the first term, and then put them together, and then you'll work it out. Yeah. So continue. Number 5. So the only two, and then this word. and then it has an S. So it's a countable noun. And then, so this one is syllable 1, nothing in front of it. You can't see a full stop because it is the first syllable, nothing in front of it. Of course it is a syllable. Okay, syllable 1. Syllable 2 will be stressed. So, and then syllable 3 unstressed. Syllable 4 unstressed. So, weak, strong, weak, weak. Weak, strong, weak, weak. Da 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 da. Ingredient, sorry, 4 syllables. Ingredient, yeah. The da da da. So the strength, the pitch pattern is like this. So what is this? So the only two ingredients that you need to make fried eggs are oil and eggs. So it's something that is used and can be eaten when you cook. Yeah. So you need eggs to make fried eggs. Yeah. You also need oil, and both items, the oil and the egg, you can eat them, right? So this is what you need, and you can eat them when you cook. So we call these things ingredients. So if it is something that you need but you cannot eat it, then I don't think you should call it an ingredient. For example, the kitchen paper from your reading text. I forgot. I think it's a reading text 2 in your Spark book. So the kitchen paper used to make things less oily, to kind of get the oil from the food. Use the paper, then you cannot eat the piece of paper, so it should not be an ingredient. So this is what it means. Let's practice reading. Ingredient. Something that is used and can be eaten when you cook. The only two ingredients that you need. To make fried eggs are oil and eggs. Continue. This one. So very few, and then this thing, not a lot, very few. So, and then there's an S, is a countable noun. And then syllable 1, stressed, you see the stress mark. And then syllable 2 after this dot, not stressed. Syllable 3 after this dot, not stressed. So 3 parts, da da da. So stress pattern, da da da. Pitch pattern, da da da. And then this thing is what is in food and what your body needs to live well. If you do not have enough this, then you will not be very healthy. You get sick easily. So example sentence. Deep fried food has very few nutrients. So deep fried food is not good for your body. Okay, for example, the things that you can buy from McDonald's, like French fries and chicken. Okay, they are deep fried using a lot of oil. Okay, has very few nutrients. Okay, has very few what is in the food and what your body needs to live well. Okay, for example, vitamins A, vitamin B, C, or D. We have lots of vitamins and other things. We call them nutrients. So has very few nutrients. Why? Because they are all lost. Okay, the nutrients are lost in the high temperature when cooking. The deep fry, the temperature is very high, like 200 degrees Celsius, I think, more than 200 degrees Celsius. And it has a lot of oil, lots of oil, high temperature, and then you deep fry it. So no or very few nutrients. Unhealthy. Let's practice reading. Nutrient. What is in food and what your body needs to live well. deep fried food has very few nutrients. Because they are all lost in the high temperature when cooking. Okay, and then continue. Number 7. To make bread, we do this. Okay, so that is to do this is a verb, and then is a kind of a transitive verb. So here, transitive verb. Another kind of verb will be intransitive verb. So transitive verb means there is an object afterwards. So you need to, these are what you mix. Okay, talk about, okay, one syllable only, no stress mark is needed, right? So because one word has at least one syllable, so and in a word there is at least one stressed syllable. So when there is only one syllable, of course the syllable has to be stressed, so we don't put the stress mark. Going back to transitive verb, so you mix these together, you make the things become together. So it's not just for example, if you smile, then I smile, full stop. So there is no object. Here you have to mix something, there is a something. So this part we call it an object. The verb needs an object to complete it, to finish the verb. So this kind of verb we call them transitive verbs. So I hope when you practice more, do more, you know the difference, and it gets you to really read the sentence and think about the grammar. I don't think we have an intransitive verb in this vocabulary unit, sorry, in this vocabulary list, sorry. So let's talk about it when we do have one, maybe in other units. So when you make things become together, so how do you make bread? You mix water, eggs and flour together. You don't just put them there, okay? You have to mix them together. And then do something else, then it will become bread. If you do not mix them, okay, no. So make them become together. Practice reading. Before that, pay attention to the IPA. The X sound is actually a KS sound. X, mix. So let's practice. Mix. When you make things become together. To make bread, we mix water, eggs and flour together. Continue. This one, the most. So this is a very long subject. The to him is an adverbial in front of a comma. You can delete it. So the subject, they, okay, they are the most delicious, they are the most beautiful. So this gap is an adjective gap. So adjective. 3 syllables, syllable 1 and then syllable 2 is stressed with a stress mark in front of it, and then syllable 3 normal. So the dada. So delicious. So when something tastes or smells good, okay? So to him, the dishes that are cooked by his wife. Who cooked the dishes is his wife, okay? What's wrong or what's special with those dishes? Are the most delicious, taste very good, okay? So although he is very rich and can eat whatever and wherever he likes, so he is very rich and he can eat anything, go out and eat anything he likes, but he does not do it, okay? He still goes home for dinner almost every day. Why? To eat the dishes that are cooked by his wife. And why? If the dishes are not tasty, then why does he go back? He will just go out and eat. Especially when he is rich, he can eat anything, right? No, it's because the dishes are the most delicious, are the most tasty, taste the best to him. Okay, so that's what delicious means. Pay attention to the pronunciation. Okay, in syllables 1 and 2 we have the same vowel. This one is the e sound, short e, not the long e. If you use the long e, it's wrong. So it's delay, not deli. Okay, delay. And the third syllable, look at the vowel first, is the sound in the again, the first part of again, this sound, So us. So what is in front of the sound is the sh sound, is in the consonants table. Sh. Okay, for show, delete the o, delete the vowel part, just the beginning part. Sh. Okay, so put the sh together with the shus. So delicious. Okay, don't say she-yes. If you say she-yes, it's wrong. You are affected by the meaning yes. No, shus. So deli is also wrong. I told you, not delicious, it's delicious. So let's practice reading. Delicious. When something tastes or smells good. To him, the dishes that are cooked by his wife are the most delicious. So, although he is very rich, and can eat whatever and wherever he likes, he still goes home for dinner almost every day. Going on, number 9. So, it has a d o. Okay, so it has a bland taste. So it has a d taste. So good taste, bad taste. So it's an adjective again. What does it mean? It's only one syllable, so it must be stressed. No, don't even need to put the stress mark. Okay, so da. Okay, bland. When something has no or very little taste. So I don't like boiled chicken because it has a bland taste. Why does boiled chicken have a bland taste? Okay, it does not have a lot of taste. So firstly, you need to know what boiled chicken is. So when the water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, it's very hot, you put in the chicken, so to boil it. So when it is cooked, so you can eat the chicken. So it has no taste because you do not add anything else to it. It's boiled using the hot water. Yeah, so it has a bland taste if you don't add anything else to it. What can you add? Well, you can add in some seasoning like salt and pepper. You can also maybe where is the item? Bland. Yeah, you can also cook it with something else, maybe with some spaghetti or noodles. Then it will have more what? Flavor. That's what we talked about before. Have more taste. So when it has no or very little taste, we call them bland. Okay, so let's read together. Bland. When something has no or very little taste. I don't like boiled chicken because it has a bland taste. if you don't add anything else to it. Okay, last item in this part. So we have a very long subject. Doing this is, and then this word. So doing this is good. Doing this is bad. So it's an adjective. And what is this? Doing. Let's take a look at the example sentence later. Okay. Pitch pattern. Syllable 1, unstressed, nothing in front of it. Syllable 2, stressed, with a stress mark in front of it. Syllable 3, unstressed, with a full stop in front of it. So the da, weak, strong, weak, weak, strong, weak. The da. Okay, so the second syllable has a higher pitch. When something is bad for your body and make it less strong. So unhealthy. So what is unhealthy? So maybe I should talk about the IPA first as well. It's the sound. So here, sun, delete the S and the N sound. S, okay. So here. And then hell should be no problem. And then how about this one? Is the TH sound. You have to use your tongue. Put your tongue in, this is your tongue. Yeah, your tongue. Your tongue has to touch the okay, maybe I should, how should I put my hands? Okay, I have to turn a little bit. So okay, again, this is your tongue. Yeah, your tongue, and then your teeth. This is your mouth, your teeth. This is your teeth. Your tongue has to touch your teeth. Touch it. So 冇叫你咬你字盡啊，新嚟啫。Okay, so it's the TH sound, not an F sound. F sound. So the F sound will be you don't have to use your tongue for the F sound. You just have to so this will be your lips, upper lip and lower lip. Okay, here lips 個嘴唇啊。Okay, and then this is your tongue this time. 嗱，你係要咬唇嘅啫，只不過係將你一個upper teeth 呢個係你個 teeth 啦然之後你個下唇咧要咁樣掂，咁樣放落嚟啫，將你個呢兩個掂到。Okay, 係唔同噶。Okay, F and TH sounds, they are not the same. So I hope that you can practice making the TH sound, and at least if you cannot make it all the time, I hope you can. If you cannot make it just now, at least you know from the IPA, yeah? And then there are stressed and unstressed, voiced and unvoiced. So this one is the unvoiced TH sound. If I make it voiced, it's another kind of TH sound. Okay. So it's the unvoiced, voiced, unvoiced, voiced. Both are TH sounds. So you have to look at the IPA. Okay, this is what we are going to keep repeating in the second term, I hope. So unhealthy. Okay, so when something is bad for your body and make it less strong. So what is bad for your body? Staying up late and having a snack when you are hungry. So when you stay up late and do not go to sleep at night, no, you don't go to sleep. You stay up, so you feel hungry. Yeah. So when you feel hungry, you have a snack. So then this is unhealthy. It's bad for your body and it will make it less strong. So it will make you fat. So it's unhealthy. Make you fat because your body needs to work after eating. So you have to, after eating, your body needs to work, right? So it's not good for your body. You should be sleeping, but your body works because you eat. And other than this, now your body needs to work after eating, but then you sleep. Or after eating and you feel, okay, it's really late, it's time to go to bed. Your body is still working because of the food, but then you go to sleep. So when you go to sleep, your body should not work so much, but because of the food, it is still working. So it is double, what is bad, doubling what is bad. You won't have the time to use the energy from the food either. So we eat because we need energy. So after eating, you feel, oh no, not hungry, and it's very late, and you go to bed. So you don't need the energy from the food because you go to bed, you sleep. No energy is needed. So actually, it's a very bad habit, and it will make you unhealthy, make your body not strong. Okay, it's very bad. Yeah. So it's a little bit long, but it shows you the meaning clearly. This is unhealthy because blah 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 blah. Okay, we can practice reading. Unhealthy. When something is bad for your body and make it less strong. Staying up late and having a snack when you are hungry is unhealthy. It will make you fat because your body needs to work after eating. But then you sleep. You won't have the time to use the energy from the food either. Now I'm going to read everything once again. You can pause by yourself if you want to and repeat. So I'm going to read the item, the meaning, and the sample sentence or sample sentences all together at once, item by item. You can pause by yourself and follow. Item 1. Cuisine, a style of cooking. Curry is a kind of Indian cuisine. 2. Recipe, something that tells you how to make a dish. Barry is good at cooking. He knows what to do without looking at recipes. 3. Seasoning, something adding taste to food. Taste the soup and add some seasoning like salt and pepper to it if you want. 4. Flavor, taste in food and drinks. Johnson is a fat person. He doesn't like drinking water because it has no flavor. He likes drinking Coke. 5. Ingredient, something that is used and can be eaten when you cook. The only 2 ingredients that you need to make fried eggs are oil and eggs. 6. Nutrient, what is in food and what your body needs to live well. Deep fried food has very few nutrients because they are all lost in the high temperature when cooking. 7. Mix, when you make things become together. To make bread, we mix water, eggs, and flour together. 8. Delicious, when something tastes or smells good. To him, the dishes that are cooked by his wife are the most delicious. So, although he is very rich and can eat whatever and wherever he likes, he still goes home for dinner almost every day. 9. Bland. When something has no or very little taste. I don't like boiled chicken because it has a bland taste if you don't add anything else to it. 10. Unhealthy. When something is bad for your body and make it less strong. Staying up late and having a snack when you are hungry is unhealthy. It will make you fat because your body needs to work after eating, but then you sleep. You won't have the time to use the energy from the food either. Alright, we have finished items 1 to 10 and I think that's already enough. You can do your penmanship first. Otherwise, my video will be too long if I continue all the items and if you do all items, all the penmanship for all items at once, it will be too much. So, but talking about penmanship, I think you need to, I would like to remind you a few things, how to do your penmanship, okay? Let's turn to page 6 of your vocabulary notes. So, how your penmanship work should look like and some points to note. What do you need to know? On the top, write your name in full, class and class number, short subject and assignment names, and the date in full, everything in English. Now, why did I put it in? Now, a lot of you, maybe not your class, but actually it's for the Form 2 kids. Your class is better, but I still would like to remind you, maybe 1 or 2 of you, not a lot, but please remember, this subject is English, okay? Please do things in English. 咁你唔好見到咧有個姓名2個字，你就寫中文名你就唔經大腦啦。呢啲就係叫做，我覺得有啲同學咧就係發緊夢咁樣嘅，佢就唔理嘅。其實你做緊英文科嘅嘢喎。So you should use English, okay? Write English, okay? English name, English subject name 啦。有同學夠膽寫個 subject 隔離跟住英文喎。No, please write English, okay? And then, so the name has to be in full. I have already told you, don't just write Peter. Everything, okay, name in full, class and class number. If you do not do this, I will make you practice, okay? And then, short subject and assignment names. Now, for the assignment, that means the homework name. It can be in short, because if you use the school's paper, it does not have enough space. And if you write the short names, I can still know what homework item it is, okay? Unlike the name. 可能有好多個 Peter， 我就唔知邊個 Peter 啦，但係你寫咗短嘅咧，呢個 subject and the assignment, the homework name, I still know this is penmanship, right? So it's okay, and because of the space. Now, you can use the school's paper to do it if you have it. If you do not have the school's paper, you can use blank pieces of paper. It's better to have lines. If you don't have single line paper, then okay, fine. Just use a clean piece of A4 paper. Yeah, okay, and then the date in full, because you have to practice writing the full date. Put the day of the week in front of the day. Yeah, and then it's third is RD, not TH. Yeah, third. So everything in English, you practice, and then how to spell the name of the month. Yeah, okay, and then do not write things in the margins on the sides except the item numbers. So you have item number 1, 2, and blah blah blah. So this part, the side of the paper, is called margin. Do not write things in the margin, okay, except the item number. Okay, here is also the margin, it's the top margin, but it's for you to write your name and everything. You have the space, fine. For other margins, do not write anything. Only write the item number. Some of you, you continue writing a style of cooking and then not enough space because the margin is here. No, this one is not long enough. You should go to the next line because it's an example sentence. I need to find, okay, how about item 2? What tells you what you need? So here, what, and then not enough space. You see the margin. The next word will be you. So some of you continue and write the you into the margin. No, 呢啲位唔好慳啦嚇，因為你寫得太細個字咧睇唔到，同埋咧尤其是有冇 full stop 嗰啲咧又係睇唔到嚇，完全寫出嚟睇唔到嘅，擠到好細啲字就唔好咁樣喺度出界寫嚇。Move to the next line，move to the next line and continue writing。OK， 另外咧公開考試咧都係嘅，佢會叫你 do not write in the margins， 因為咧我哋啲卷咧係掃描喺個電腦嗰度改嘅，好多年都係咁噶啦，唔係淨係而家都係咁嚇。咁如果你係有呢個壞習慣嘅，寫出去個邊界外邊咧，其實咧就係我哋公開試係唔會睇到嘅。就呢一個手勢咧，希望你哋養成翻係做翻好。OK， do not write things in the margins. Item number I think is OK， 咁 clear 啲啫嚇。So 即係內容嗰啲唔好寫外邊嚇，你答題嘅內容啊，啲 penmanship 你答題嘅內容嚟，咁呢個係呢個題號嚟嘅啫。OK， 到時考試咧，其實題號俾埋你嘅冇問題嘅，就係咁樣啫。OK， 有條線喺度，你就要跟翻啦，即係好唔好啊？唔該。Next thing, write everything in each item once, including the parts of speech, the phonetic symbols, the pitch pattern, and the meaning and the example. So the item, of course, the part of speech, of course, is an uncountable noun, seasoning. The phonetic symbols. Now, I did not ask you to write the phonetic symbols, that means the IPA, in the first term. I want you to practice writing it in second term. I will not do it in the dictation, but if you write the IPA, it helps you to think about the sounds of that is in the item and the syllables in the item. For example, you say, oh, you see the stress mark. You write the stress mark. Then the first syllable is stressed. So you know this, right? So when you write it, 咁等你寫緊時候咧，就都記翻啦嚇，重新再記多次，你重複得多少少你先會加快去習慣咗同埋去學到咯，去幫你嘅啫嚇。我唔係叫你寫好多次 ，only once, okay? Of course, if you want to do penmanship 5 times, feel free. But what I want is once, okay? And you need to have the meaning, of course. The pitch pattern as well. You have to put in the pitch pattern. Okay, I have forgotten to put in the pitch pattern. Let me just do it. Maybe I'll do it after the video. Okay, the one that you download from my website, it should be okay. I'll add the pitch pattern, the dada inside. So again, it helps you to remember, 3 syllables. And then I'll just quickly do it for this one, maybe. Okay, move this one to the next line. Seasoning is da da da. Oh, no, not da da. Da da da. Okay, yes, like this. So when you write this, it helps you to remember the stress pattern as well. So include the pitch pattern as well. So if no written meaning is given, draw a brief picture. So this is the meaning, right? What we have done in items 1 to 10, they have meaning given, okay? Write the meaning. If there is no meaning, for example, other items, you see a picture, you draw a brief picture. It does not have to be very beautiful, just a very brief one. Draw a brief picture, so it helps you remember the meaning when there is no meaning in words, okay? And then underline or highlight how the vocabulary is used in the example. Underline is like this, draw a line under the word. Or highlight it, use a highlighter. So I have showed this to you. Show how it is used in the sentence. So remember, this one is the base form of the word. No S, no ED, no ING is the one that you should check in the dictionary. So we may have different endings in the example to show you how the word is used. So you highlight it. So, but the item, show that this is the item. Yeah. Okay. And then penmanship, the vocabulary item 5 times. You copy the base form. Do not write the S, because sometimes if your meaning is 1, there is no S, then you practice the base form of the word. Bung 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 bung. 5 times should be no problem. And then always be careful of the capital letters, of the use of capital letters and punctuation marks. So do not write a capital letter here. OK， 呢一個生字咧，佢自己唔係大街拗㗎，佢用喺句子入邊都唔會大街拗㗎嚇。如果佢係第一個字，咁你開頭因為佢係 sentence，咁咪大街咯嚇，或者係 啲特別名詞啦嚇，啲人名地名嗰啲咁咪大街咯。其他啲咧我係唔會大街㗎嚇，咁你就唔好大街啦嚇。有啲同學成日自動大街咗，好似呢個 word 咁樣咧阻住晒，我唔使大街，因為有同學咧你 penmanship 嗰陣咧就習慣話全部大街。哇！咁你係咪寫喺呢一個句子中間你都同我大街呢？其實就冇需要咯。咁你習慣翻係用細街，反而你又係要諗多啲，你諗下哦，唔係喎，我啱啱 full stop 完下一句咁咪大街咯嚇，冇乜特別就唔好大街咯。咁你話 I ask you to be careful，OK？Think about what to use。咁你如果明就好啦，唔明就係跟咗先。我細街你就細街，我大街你就大街，就係咁樣 ，OK？因為有同學仲係未掌握到啊，咁呢個又係你要訓練多啲啦嚇，喺呢個 penmanship 嗰度。And punctuation marks, so it's the full stops and maybe sometimes we have commas, not here, but sometimes we have commas. So you need to put in a comma after a sentence. 呢度係 example sentence 嚟㗎係咪？咁梗係會有 full stops 㗎啦。上邊呢個 meaning。咁佢唔係 sentence 嚟㗎嘛，咁梗係冇大街同埋冇 full stop 㗎啦，你就唔好喺呢個等號後邊咧，呢個 meaning 呢度唔需要大街，亦都唔需要 full stop。嗱，有同學多手到咧，下邊呢度 penmanship 5 times 嗰度都同我又大街又 full stop 啊，大街 out 跟住 full stop， 跟住下一個大街 out 又 full stop， 咁你唔知你喺度做咩咯嚇，就唔好咁樣做。OK，they are not sentences, then do not use a capital letter and do not use a full stop。OK， 係啦，唔好意思啊，長咗啲，因為都係仲係有啲同學咧係仲係未習慣啊，咁就即係要你進步嗰啲嘢都係放晒落嚟嘅嚇 ，OK 嗰啲我又唔會放落嚟嘅，咁就係即係話都仲有幾多嘢你要注意啦嚇，咁就所以長啲咯嚇。OK，and then skip a line after each item, go in ascending order of items. So after item 3, you skip a line. Finish, right? Do not write anything in this line, and then skip this line, and then in the next line you continue. Item 4. So this is skipping a line, okay, after each item. 有同學行同我隔，嗱你黐埋晒咧就唔係行同我隔咧，我睇唔到邊個 item 3邊個 item 4，個視覺上 item 3應該係一組 ，item 4係 is another group。Okay, so skip a line to show this. They are 2 items. 你行隔咧好似係一大組咁咯嚇。好啦，另外有啲同學咧就黐埋，咁又係好似一大組咁咯，咁就係唔好啦。OK， 完咗一個 item 先隔。And then go in ascending number of order of items. That means after number 1 you do number 2. After number 2 you do number 3. Do not jump around for the order. 有同學發夢抄完第一個咧就唔知抄到邊個度咧，中間嗰度咧就跳咗啊啲數字，就變咗好難跟咯。咁就習慣翻順序做啲嘢，同埋 penmanship 就係重複，但係唔好意思就你又唔使好聚精會神做嘅，但係就都要用腦咯，就唔係所有嘢乜都唔諗就全部遊魂咁樣咧，就係你真係都第二時都遊魂啦嚇咁啦，唔得㗎，出嚟做嘢好習慣翻訓練翻好啲習慣啦。OK， that's all. You can do the penmanship. You know how to do your penmanship. Please finish items 1 to 10 first, and then I'll make other videos on other vocabulary items. Thank you for watching.